All right.
His his word. I think that you should also include his word because he is a credible short story writer. He hasn't been printed yet, and that's because he's so lethargic and he can't decide on what company he wants to go with.
You call him lethargic is
You can refer to
crazy.
me as Robert. You can talk about me.
Yes,
It's freedom of speech.
Robert is my supervisor, and he has been kind enough to let me know a little bit about you. But listen, Marty, thank you so much for coming on to the little show I have here.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm very happy to have you on here. I know it's been a couple of weeks of us trying to prepare this schedule wise. I was
Yes,
pretty sick last week, so I wasn't able to be here, but
we forgive you.
we made it. You know what I mean? We made it, and it feels good, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Honestly, I'm feeling good. I woke up early
Ask Robert
today.
how he is.
Rob, how you doing? He gave us a thumbs up. Awesome. So listen, Marty, I was
Now ask Junior how he is too.
hey, kind of.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, so listen, I know a little I've known a little bit about you. I've had a couple conversations with you prior to this point. I remember the first time I met you, um I think you were here, it was me and Rob, and you were talking about um wanting to film a movie, right?
Yes.
I'm not sure which movie you were specifically talking about. Like, I don't know if it was the most recent movie that you're doing, but you're an aspiring, like, or you are a screenplay writer,
Mm-hmm.
just straight up, and you want to film a movie. Have you ever filmed a movie before?
I filmed a trailer
You filmed a trailer, okay,
in Trenton
in Trenton. Nice. What? How long ago was this?
about a dozen years.
A dozen years ago. Wow. So like 2000, what, 13?
Right.
Yeah.
And it was called Red Rose Macabre.
Red Rose Macabre. Do you know what the was this a screenplay that you had written?
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been told that you've been writing screenplays for about 20 years or
Closer to
around that.
30, but that's okay.
Closer to 30. Wow, okay. And by the way, for context to the viewers that are going to be watching this is Marty. This is one of a man I've taken great interest to over the past couple of weeks. Because
Why
you've been
you work with a you work with
I work with a very interesting man.
a very interesting man. Yes, I find him exceptional. I come down and
Yeah.
compare ideas with him, and he sometimes gives me ideas, and I sometimes give him ideas, and then we walk away confused.
That's awesome. I mean, listen, man, it's cool, but you've been coming to the library pretty frequently over the at least for as long as I've been here. How long have you been going to the
Rob, how long
library?
have I been coming to the library?
Like 2 years ish or three? Wow. Okay.
Maybe a little longer.
Maybe a little longer than that.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you do? Like, are you going to the library just kind of chill? To I know you have printed some of your screenplays before. I was able to read some of them a few weeks ago.
Hmm.
Um, do you just go here? Do you type it out like on the computers at the library or
Sure.
like
Yeah. That's why I come here for
yes?
use computers.
Oh, okay, okay, nice. And so I was just wondering because you've been writing screenplays for the past 2 to 3 decades,
Hmm.
let's say. I'm kind of curious, like what inspired you to start writing stories?
The same thing that inspires Robert. He, he likes
It always comes back to Robert.
he likes horror.
You like horror?
Whatever tickles my fancy,
Yes.
I write about.
Yes. I know horror is something that you take a bit of interest in. I know I was reading Hudson Valley Harrow
That's a good
because
story.
you had I'd been forwarded that
Hmm.
by Rob, and
Good
it
man.
was
Good man.
it was it was a very interesting story, kind of like like Sleepy Hollow kind of vibe that I got
That
from
was
it.
the vibe you were supposed to get from it.
Yes, like kind of Sleepy Hollow because it talks
It's
about like you have the
it's a Sleepy Hollow, kind of like a
semi-mafia
semi mafia movie with Men in Black.
Men in Black. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I definitely I got a little bit of Men in Black in there as well. Um, but I'm this is kind of from my very basic knowledge of pop culture and media because I actually don't watch movies that frequently.
Well, then what am I
But
doing here for?
I've but I've been told that you and also let me turn down the mic a little bit so that I'm not peeking the mic like crazy. Um, I've been told that you're very versed in pop culture and media. Specifically, I know I was told that you took a specific passion with Godzilla.
Uh, we tried,
We
and
tried.
Rob will tell you. He gave me some ideas for that. We tried to make the monster not a, you know, come on to the land, crunch civilization down. The monster was basically in love with the lighthouse.
This always yeah, I remember you talked about one of your stories. I forget what it was called, excuse me, but you were talking about one of your stories was about almost like a sea monster, like Loch Ness
That
monster
was
s
it. That was
creature.
it. The monster was last of its kind.
Yes, last of its kind.
The lighthouse with the foghorn sounded like the monster.
It sounded like the
The
monster.
monster came on shore and answered the lighthouse,
Hmm.
and there was a certain amount of intimacy there.
Yes.
The
I
monster went off and died. That's it. That's the whole.
yeah.
It wasn't no let's crash the village.
Hmm.
We
It
try
was,
to we try to take the romantic love interest
yeah,
out of
just wanted to make some love, you know what I mean? I feel like having like intimacy and passion between your characters is like an important like plot device for a lot of your stories that I've read from you, whether it was
Well, there
I
has
know
to
it's
be
reading
intimacy involved, but there you can also deal with the humanity of it. Like all people are not going to agree all the time,
yeah.
and my stories have the basic concept of let's agree not to agree.
Yes. For sure. And do you feel like the love that is expressed in those stories is kind of a part of that and that in the kind of
Well,
coexistence of humanity?
how many people do you know, unless they're really arrogant or inflamed, criticize each other? When you're married, you choose your mate because you want your mate to be almost like you.
Yeah.
You want to mirror an image of it.
A reflection of your
Exactly.
morals and
Tastes
values.
and values. Yes,
Hmm.
sure.
I think that's really powerful, and I think it was really interesting seeing sort of the purpose that those kinds of scenes serve within your
Now, the
screenplays.
one thing I have to tell you,
What's up?
Robert told me about a book that he was reading.
Okay.
Robert, what was that book? The Western book where the villain was really the devil. You liked it. It was
Hold on. I can stop the recording and you can say it, and then I'll start it back up. Hold on. So the book was Blood Meridian.
now Robert writes along those lines. Robert's like a blood and guts writer. He, you know, whereas I'm a little bit more calmer, a little bit. I'm older. I don't want to see the blood and guts.
Yeah.
Robert likes that. He thinks it's great. So we meet.
I think that's like a very common component of like horror like storytelling is often that kind of artistic portrayal. But
Well,
I know for your screenplays, because I sort of noticed that it's very like um it's not like violent. There is conflict, of course, and there is elements of horror, but there's not a lot of, again, as you said, like blood and guts.
well, you know what? When you write the most perfect horror story in the world,
Mm-hmm.
okay, by today's media standards, you have to have TNA.
Total nonstop action.
No,
Sorry, I was thinking of the wrestling promotion. Sorry, I have a little
you,
bit of wrestling brain rot.
you have to have that because the horror stories today just do not have total horror. I think
Yeah.
the last good story I had seen was Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. That's yeah, that's a very iconic one. I
That's a
believe.
classic.
Yeah, classic.
But I'll tell you what, another good story I've seen was Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Now, Robert likes the senseless violence.
To be clear, just the artistic expression of such,
You know,
of course.
when I wrote this, my version of Godzilla,
Yes.
because I'm 70 years
Mm-hmm.
I want-
70. Wow.
old, I want him to be a more gentle, understanding menace. Now,
Yeah. You're exactly 70?
yeah,
Oh, nice. Awesome. Hey, with age comes wisdom. You know what I mean?
well, not really.
Or
We've had our
sometimes.
conflicts, father-son conflicts,
It is what it is.
But I, sometimes I take his ideas.
Really?
I don't tell him, but I take them and I just kind of blend them in
Yeah.
the story.
I think that's cool being able to bounce off of other people's creative ideas. I think that really helps elevate your stories. But I know I was kind of curious about like your writing style and like creative process. Because from what I've heard at least, you've made a lot of different screenplays. You've told a lot of stories, and I mean, I was reading the story that you sent me, Hudson Valley Hero, and it was 119 pages long. And to be clear, like that's not a problem whatsoever at all. I was just kind of curious, like,
3 weeks.
is it like it took you 3 weeks
3
to
weeks.
really nice?
Robert,
Is it like
how many stories would you say you've read of mine?
probably like 20? You said 23, 220.
20.
Yeah, just 20,
So
20
that's
or
20
23.
screenplays in
Yeah.
3 years.
That's quite a lot, I feel like I'm kind of curious like how you're able to so efficiently churn out these very, well thought out and very, intricate and long stories. Like is it like a stream of consciousness kind of thing?
Basically, it's news.
Mm.
You sit down and you watch the news at night.
It's news. You sit down and you watch news at night, and
And
that gives you the inspiration.
something you see in something, you've got to
Mhm.
read between the lines.
Yes.
Okay? Something is playing. Now, here is one, for example.
Always pulling out the notebook. Mendicant. So, do you know how to pronounce that? I'm sorry.
Societet.
Societet.
This is
Awesome.
about barges,
Barges.
cargo barges that are getting
Yes.
blown up en route to Bermuda.
To Bermuda. Okay.
Now, these barges are owned by a Jewish New York City
A Jewish
daughter
Yeah.
who tows these barges down.
Mm-hmm.
Her lead stevedore
Mm.
is named Queenie Hirschstein.
Queenie Hirschstein, the lead stevedore.
And she is the lead stevedore. And what is she?
She's a Zionist.
Card carrying.
A card-carrying Zionist.
Okay. Now, the reason those barges are getting blown up is because they're carrying munitions.
Ammunition. Okay.
Now, who would blow up munitions being carried? Roberto, you want to field that? Okay. You know who. Islamic protesters.
Okay. What I guess makes you is this based off of a news headline that you have
It's
consumed?
based off of something I've seen, with the Jews trying to clear away Palestine,
Yes.
and that's a battle that's been going on forever.
Yeah, since I mean the Nabka was in the 40s post World War II, but then
Now, what you do
the
is you just get something and you expand on it. Now, the Zionists will be blowing up these, right? These barges.
yeah.
But what if it wasn't Zionist?
Well, I mean,
What if it was for people from outer space?
Oh.
And then they would be aquatic men in black. There you go. That's it.
Wow. Absolute cinema. And you know what? I feel like that would intrigue a lot of people because I think it gives a fresh take and perspective
No,
on
it doesn't. It shouldn't be fresh.
it
Okay?
shouldn't be
It
fresh.
shouldn't be fresh. And I'll tell you why.
Why should it not be fresh?
That what was that science fiction story that came out the day the earth stood still?
The day the earth stood still?
Do you recall?
Like vaguely, but
Roberto, do you recall? Yes, he does recall.
you can vaguely.
What was the message from the outer space alien?
What was it?
We don't care how you run your Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't send nuclear arms into space.
True. That would I'm
Oh,
sure
there you
aliens
go.
would hate that.
But you see, he broke my whole system down.
Yeah. I mean, listen, there's a lot of conflict and genocide going on here on Earth. If there's some decades in the future, if we eventually move on to space, we need to make sure we come in peace.
Well, you better come in peace, or the Earth will be a gigantic, senseless orb of destruction.
Yeah. No, and it's hard because there's a lot of, and you were talking about the news. There's a lot of news about like a lot of terrible stuff going on. And it's very easy to feel hopeless, and there's a lot of times where it can really feel that way. But I think it's important for us as a species, as humans, to sort of come together and try and at least work towards and build towards peace as much as possible. You know what I mean? So
Well, it's not so much peace. You can agree to disagree.
yeah, for sure.
Okay? But the simple fact is, you've got to say, okay, we're not going to destroy each other today. Maybe
Yep.
next week, okay?
Okay.
But this week,
One
let's
day at a
talk to a
time.
solution.
Yes, sir. And I love that, honestly. I think that's a beautiful thing because at least for me personally, like my family, like you actually, by the way, at the when we met each other earlier today, you had like perfectly guessed my ethnicity because I'm half Vietnamese, and you somehow perfectly binked it, which was uh which was honestly really cool and very impressive. Um, but my mom's side of the family is Vietnamese, dad's side of the family is more American. So I've had the privilege of coming from two different cultures and really being exposed to like different perspectives and different ways of life. I'm kind of curious about like your upbringing and what sort of I guess has driven you to have these sort of values now about like keeping the peace at least one day at a time.
Not a normal upbringing. I mean,
Pretty normal, yeah.
my mother was Mexican Italian.
Okay.
My father was Austrian Jew, Scottish.
A lot of different cultures there. Yeah.
So basically, you know, I'm like a Heinz 57.
Yeah.
Basically, it's all there. So, you just went to Hopewell Valley, went to Del Val College.
Delville College. Interesting. What did you study at the time? Were you just taking general
Arboricultural.
arboricultural?
studies.
Okay.
I'm a tree doctor.
Yeah, yeah. I,
So,
I I believe I've heard. Yeah, I was gonna ask that later, but yeah, you're a tree doctor, and you did some time landscaping, from what I've been told. Um.
landscaping, hardscaping,
hmm
a little bit of everything.
Do you are you retired at this point, or do
Yep,
you?
I'm retired.
Nice. That's good to hear, man. Congratulations on retiring. How long were you landscaping for, and like, what was that like?
Oh, when I came back from Vietnam, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. The actual money part of it was when you're doing tree surgery,
Tree surgery. What does tree surgery entail?
pruning a tree,
Okay.
cutting down branches, cutting down trees.
Oh, yeah, just making sure that it fits within the
Right.
parameters. Okay. That's cool though. Is there any specific knowledge, any specific interest you've taken within trees? Or is it more of just like I'm good at this skill and I'm gonna
Well, I joined the
Keep
Navy.
that
I
going.
was a Seabee.
Really
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, no, I know. I think you briefly talked about being in the Navy and being a Vietnam War veteran.
Hmm.
Um, and I think it
Post Vietnam.
post Vietnam.
Post Vietnam.
So you were in the Navy. Did you were you like in like were you traveling to that part of the world?
Yep.
Nice, nice. Okay. And this is after the Vietnam War had I guess officially like technically concluded.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's cool. I and obviously thank you for your service, of course.
Of course.
Um
Thank you for your service.
hey, no. I mean I try my best, you know. I try my best. But
You haven't asked me the most important part:
what's the most important part?
the rating of a screenplay.
The rating of the
Not the
screenplay.
rating, the writing.
The writing of the screenplay. Yes, I was gonna get to that. I got a little bit sidetracked, but I've just been very fascinated in this whole conversation. But the actual writing style of the screenplay, what sort of I guess styles or pieces of media or pieces of like culture do you take inspiration from to let your things happen?
Well, you have to you have to talk to people. Okay.
Yeah,
Robert, fortunately, is my sounding board. I can come down. I can, bounce ideas off of him. He bounces ideas off of me. Okay. He's also of a younger generation where you want to get the younger generation feel.
yeah. Because Rob is like early Gen Z, like late millennial
Yep.
type of thing, and I'm more like middle Gen Z.
Well, you're half.
I'm 21.
You're half fast and half slow. So you're so you're half fast.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing. You're
I'm
just.
not taking it personal, by the way. I'm just curious. I'm
I'm just saying that the average person that goes to see a movie today is 24 to 30 years old.
yes,
Okay. Robert is the type of person I want to get the feel of a screenplay I'm writing
yeah,
because he's of that age. Robert's the type of guy that gets his wife, let's go out and see a movie tonight, honey. You want the movie to be good.
yeah. No, he's like I feel like he's very tapped in like culturally in terms of pop culture. It's very valuable. I'm kind of a little I'm more tapped into other forms of like media culture for sure, but I think it's cool having that perspective and again being able to bounce off of his creative ideas. Do you in terms of your writing cuz I know I've read Mumble Jumble Isle, I've read Hudson Valley Hero, but I haven't read your most iconic screenplay. One that from what I've been told you had actually published on Amazon, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
The Rose of Socorro.
The Rose of Socorro.
When did you? Because I believe it was said that that was written around the early 2000s.
Yes.
What was life like during the early 2000s? I guess inspired you to write that.
I've always had an eye for entertainment. You know, I took film media classes back in
Nice.
high school. Uh, my first film was about the All American U.S. sneaker taking on the fancy imported Spanish boots
Oh, okay, okay.
in a shoe rumble. That was
A shoe rumble. Hey, that sounds fun. I'm not gonna
no,
lie.
it was fun. You had to walking down the hall, you had to move each shoe at a time and make the shoes look like they were walking by themselves.
Yeah.
And you had to put rope up and everything else and hope nobody would walk into it.
I feel like you could make like a commercial off of that, like the new like Nike, you know.
But they could Nike versus Converse or something like
Yeah.
that. But my 2 years of college, to be an arboriculturalist, I put that in there. The whole theme was basically, looking for the infamous black rose.
The
which
Black
the
Rose.
International Botanical Society is offering a $10 million reward to anyone who could hybridize a black rose.
Wow.
So far, it's gone uncollected. So
And
the
it's a
black rose was supposedly on this mysterious island,
mm-hmm.
the Ile Socorro, 175 miles west of Mexico. And they go there and they meet everything in accordance to the zodiac,
Okay.
you know? And
Everything.
and finally the island sinks into the sunset and they're captured and no, they're not captured. They're taken back to civilization by the senator who sent them on this quest, helicopter pilot. And basically, it's a fun story.
Yeah.
It's a good story, filmed all outside. You know, four couples being chased by cannibals, a lovesick mountain gorilla, and everything in the zodiac, and that's it.
Yeah. Again, a lot of themes about love in your stories, which again I think is very very apt and very interesting. Um,
Well, what is the strongest sentiment known to man? It's not hate, it's love.
it's love. That's real, honestly. And love takes on so many different forms.
It can.
Whether it's platonic, like friend, like the power of friendship, the power of family, and then obviously the power of having a partner. You know,
And the power of an enemy.
and the power of an enemy.
I mean, you want to look at that, look at Sherlock Holmes
Sherlock Holmes.
and Professor Moriarty.
Hmm.
That was a love hate relationship.
Yep.
They loved to hate each other, they hated to love each other, but it
Exactly.
existed.
But there's bits of love in everything. I think that's such a you know that's something I really find in
But there's
terms of the
also
themes
bits
of
of
your
hate, too.
yeah.
I mean, you know,
But it's kind of yin and yang
you know what? It is.
almost.
And the greatest story of that is God versus the devil.
God versus the devil, yes sir. It's yeah, kind of a contrast, but yeah. I'm assuming you are you have I don't know what specific like spirituality or religion that you have, but definitely it's a story
Well,
that
I
everyone
have
is
two because my father's grandmother was Jewish,
Jewish. Okay,
and my mother, being Latin, is Italian.
is Italian.
So you could say that I've inherited two. I'm a practicing Roman Catholic, a Franciscan,
Okay,
but also I have a firm Jewish belief,
interesting.
which I came down here because Robert is Jewish, and we talked about that a lot.
Yeah, that's interesting. I know there's
Well, he's a lot more like me than you know because his mother's side of the family is Hispanic,
yeah.
and his father's Jewish, and
So I've heard.
so that makes us like a father-son combo.
Exactly.
course,
I
of course, he's got a stronger beard than mine. I can never grow it like
yeah,
that.
but you got the mustache going strong
Well,
though. You
the
know what I
mustache is
mean?
good. I got something.
Going strong. You know what I'm saying? I can't grow facial hair for the life of me, so I keep
Well,
I stay baby
you went
face.
about 20 more years.
Yeah, give it about 20 more years. I'm gonna have the whole like
And
beard
then when
goatee
you have
combo.
it, you will hate it because you're trying to stay clean shaven and 5 o'clock shadow and what a mess.
Yeah, no, for sure. I do shave very frequently, so I always try to keep clean. At least for me. Um, and so I'm one thing I was curious about as well about your writing because you've been doing this for 20 to 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
and right now you're retired. I don't know if are you living like in a house in a retirement
I
home
live in
or
an apartment complex.
apartment complex. Awesome. Um, I guess the way have things changed? I guess this is how I'm going to phrase it. Have things changed in terms of your writing process and your creative process over the past several years? And I
Robert,
guess
do you think I've changed? No.
he hasn't switched up. No.
No.
Even when you like retired and now you have, I guess, more time to.
No, it's basically the same.
Okay.
You learn it back in high school.
Yes.
You learn the basic fundamentals back in high school. You take composition, journalism, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be a serious writer, okay? I married that with film media, okay? My
Yes.
love for composition, my love for journalism was married to film media.
Mm-hmm.
I was a communications major in college.
Oh, nice.
Or not a major, a minor.
Minor.
Minor. I was
Yes.
an arboriculturalist
Because
major.
yeah, arboricultural major. Yes.
So
Awesome.
my stories, I rate them a little more different than Robert would or Junior would because everybody has a
His name is
basic.
Kenneth, by the way, but I know you like
That's
to call him
Junior.
Junior.
Look at him.
Was this?
Junior, say hello.
Did you bestow?
He's
Did
a,
you bestow this nickname upon him, or was he already going by this?
he was Junior. I tried to change it to Frankenstein. I got the library staff. Oh my god! I thought I was gonna get killed.
That's crazy, dude. That you gotta be really close with someone in order to call them Frankenstein, have them be chill with
What did I
it.
tell you about? We were talking in here about opening sandwich shops. Craziest thing,
Opening a sandwich
and I
shop.
said Frankenstein, a hot dog and a stein of beer. What could be simpler? Frank and Stein.
Frank. Oh, there we
That was one
go.
of, and he
Frank
was
and
complaining
Stein.
one day about, you know, well, Robert's got the Jersey Devil. Robert's got the Jersey Devil. So I said, well,
Hmm.
why don't you take an accomplished monster already established like Frankenstein?
Did you see the exhibit
Yeah.
that I made?
Well, Robert, how much would you rate? Would you rate that mid or the exhibit that she made?
Thumbs up. I made it.
Well, you made it.
Yes.
What was it, about an 8?
8. I'll take that. That's a B. That's pretty
Now,
decent.
you're not Robert. He's the best.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going for that A plus plus. I'm going for that
Well,
10
yeah,
out of
right
10.
now-
But that was my first ever exhibit I
Right now,
made.
you're about a B, but I'll tell you what, you got to keep striving.
Yes, I think I can get up there eventually. I kind of had a specific theme in mind because um there was a lot of, I guess, hysteria around the Jersey Devil.
Well, there is,
And that
especially
was
here.
and yeah, especially in the Mercer County, Trenton area where it seemed to have been most prominent. And so I kind of designed the exhibit like a conspiracy theory board. Like, oh, who could it be? What does he look like? Like that kind of thing, and have all the strings pulled together. I think visually, I had my plan in mind. I executed it, but I think I probably could have included more, I guess, cohesive information.
Well,
To make it a little more informative.
Once
Because right
again-
now it's a lot of flash, but not a lot of substance. I guess.
Once
you
again-
could argue.
The lack of knowledge on your part.
Mhm.
You're putting together what you know. Now,
Yeah.
by doing something, he actually went down to the Pinelands.
The Pinelands where the Jersey Devil
He-
lied.
he went down there and he done a little primary investigation.
Mm-hmm.
So the simple fact is, doing it in the book is good. It's terrific. If you want to take all your geography, all your topography, everything from a book, there's nothing like boots on the ground.
Exactly. I completely agree with that. And I think for the most part, that's something that I would normally do. I think I was specifically assigned this exhibit, and I had to sort of make do in short time to see like how I can make this work the best way possible.
You did well.
I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
You did well.
I felt really I felt pretty proud of myself when I made that exhibit. But I know you've taken great interest in the Jersey Devil and other sort of aspects of Trenton, specifically Trenton history. You take a lot of pride from being in Trenton in general.
We were just talking about that before you came in.
Yeah.
New Jersey is probably one of the greatest places to film.
True.
Robert mentioned the fact that you have everything here. You have swamp.
Hmm.
You have
Mountains,
forestry, you have mountains, everything.
suburbs,
Yep.
rural, city. Like you really have everything, and you're right next to two massive cities in Philadelphia
That's the
and New
only
York City.
setback.
I mean, I wish they were part of New Jersey, but they're close enough.
And, it was my suggestion that you view them as two big brothers in the entertainment mecca,
Hmm.
and you're the little brother, the pesky little brother.
But we keep it all together.
So every once in a while, you have to stick them in the ass with a pin.
Every once in a while, you gotta do that. You know what I'm
You just gotta
saying?
let them know you're here. Hey, here.
Yeah, that's how you make your voice known. That's how you make your presence felt. Oh man, but I mean, I take a lot of pride in being part of New Jersey as well. So that really resonated with me because a lot of the screenplays that I've read from you and the screenplays I've heard about some of your stories, like a lot of them take place in Trenton or they maybe start in Trenton and then lead somewhere else.
Or
So
they always take, most of them, I'd say 70%, 75% are New Jersey.
hmm
They start in Mercer County and they go elsewhere.
yeah,
Hudson Valley, Harrow, where did it start?
it started in Trenton and then
At
went
Steiner,
up to
yes,
and then went up
that's
to Hudson
exactly
Valley.
right. Yep.
Yes, I do remember that because I was reading the first couple pages about it being in Trenton. I'm like, it doesn't this take place in Hudson Valley though? And then they eventually got up there. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the progression of because a lot of the stories about the journey to get to Hudson Valley and the ups and downs from
Well,
that.
you've got to have progression in all your stories.
Exactly.
That story that Robert was telling me about that cowboy moving across and coming across the devil, you know,
hmm
the man's always on the move.
He always is.
He's, and the same thing with Hudson Valley. They're always on the move.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit different, You
hmm
you see at the very end, unless you know what Muscovium is, you're going to be at a loss.
Yeah.
But Muscovium is a alien material brought to Earth by meteors. Okay, that is essentially the rocket fuel for the spacecraft. They can travel through space with it.
Okay.
He knows now. But you know what? If I were to say to you, what's Muscovium? You'd scratch your head and look at me and say, what the hell is this guy talking about?
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of the I mean I feel like you just have so much very specific knowledge of like specific things.
You know what? I've been surfishing off of just about every Jersey shore, harbor, or point. Okay?
Yeah.
We used to go down camping. Bless my father.
hmm
Cape May every year. You know, we used to ski up at Bell Mountain. They used to call it Bell Bump. That's all it was, a little hill up there between Lambertville and Titusville. You know, got to Frenchtown a lot because we had family up there, relatives up there. So I've been pretty much all over the state. So, you know, the number one rule about a writer is write what you know about.
Exactly. Yeah, and you've lived in New Jersey. I'm curious because obviously you did a little bit of traveling when you were with the Navy. Outside of your stint in the Navy, of course, have you been outside of the state of New Jersey that much? Like, have you been to like around the country, or have you
We've
been to
been
different
down to
countries?
Tennessee, to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, because that's where a lot of my father's people are.
Nice. How was Tennessee?
Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It's a wonderful state. Okay.
Nice.
We've been to Sumter, South Carolina. Oh my God, just the opposite.
Oh, you don't like South Carolina?
We don't like North or South Carolina because you can't tell where the hell it
Oh.
begins or ends.
It's always one big Carolina. It's confusing.
One big farm of pine and fir and everything else.
Yeah, it's very. It's definitely a contrast because New Jersey is like the most densely populated state in America, whereas
And it's all up in the northeast corner of New Jersey.
yeah, all in the northeast corner.
Yeah.
But the like the southern states are a little more spread out,
Mm.
especially like the Carolinas.
Keep the Carolinas. Okay, go on.
All right, next topic. We got beef with the Carolinas. Oh my goodness. Um I was gonna ask because um again, harkening back to the first time that I met you, you're talking to Rob specifically about reaching out to Jack Black about being potentially starring in one of your films.
Oh, you know, Jack Black is kind of one of Hollywood's most underrated celebrities.
Underrated. I feel like he gets his flowers,
Oh
you
no, he
know.
doesn't. He never gets the fair share of it. I'm going to tell you, Jack
Really?
Black is a talented individual.
Oh, for sure he is.
He has the band.
Yes.
You know,
He's got some singing chops, by the way.
he's
He
got
can
some.
really sing.
But I'll tell you what, he's had some bad directors, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, when they made King Kong, that was
Yeah, it was rough.
that was a 3 hour movie that could have been fit into just about 2 hours.
Yeah, it could have easily been 2
And he
hours.
could have been, one of the highlights of that movie, but instead the director chose to go with what's her name? I forget her name. Who was the star in King Kong Junior? Female star.
I can look it up right now.
Roberto.
Uh, what year did this movie come out?
King Kong. What year did it come out?
King Kong,
Two-
Jack Black. Let me look.
2003.
2005. King
Okay.
Kong 2005 cast.
I think it was
Naomi Watts.
Yeah, I think it was Naomi Watts.
Yep. There's Peter Jackson, Jack Black, Naomi Watts. It was a pretty loaded cast.
He had a hefty cast.
It was that's pretty big budget. I'm not gonna lie.
Probably second only to Spielberg.
Spielberg, yeah, for sure. I know, but yeah, in terms of Jack Black, I mean, I think one thing about him is that he commits to whatever role he's given as much as possible. Like he had to play as Bowser in the Mario movie, and he does like a perfect Bowser. You know.
I'm going to tell you something. Any director who's worth his salt, you're going to have what you call a round table.
Round table, yeah.
And that's where you get all the main stars, all the main characters in your plot, in your movie, okay? Then you bring them together at a round table, and you say, okay, now how would you act this part? How would you act this part? How would you act this part? And you listen to how they would act it.
Some brainstorming, yeah.
And everybody else says, well, I didn't see him that way. I see him more like this. Or I didn't see him that way. That's when you come up with your characters.
Yes.
How they're supposed to act. Any director that's worth his salt will do that.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Now, you also say, okay, Pablo Kerr. I want Pablo Kerr to be soft-spoken. You know, the soft-spoken man, maybe drawing on a corncob pipe. Okay. And you can. The first thing that the character should know is, okay, you want this to be Popeye-like.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, make him Popeye-like, but in modern day version of Popeye.
Yes.
A semi-educated Popeye.
Yes.
Okay, you want a man that's been in the Navy. He was a CB. He's an angler. He's a surfer. He's a marine and nautical engineer.
Okay.
Make Popeye that way.
Okay.
And then they'll sit back and they'll wonder. And they may go and talk it over with a half dozen of their friends and say, how would this work with you? How would that work with you?
How would I interpret that role?
Which is good.
Yeah.
Because then you're getting a general public view of how it should be.
The gears are turning.
The gears are turning.
100%.
This guy's asking, what should it be? What should it be? What should it be? Okay. You have people of my age, their view. You have people of Robert's age, view. You have people of Frankenstein's age, view. Okay.
Kind of sage.
People like your age, we don't care about you.
Fair game. Well, we'll wait a couple years. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what you do. That is entirely what you do.
Yeah.
And I think one of the better movies that I've seen, and it's not the best, but it's one of the better,
Okay.
was the Bram Stoker Dracula.
Stoker
Look it up.
Dracula. How you spell Stoker?
Stoker.
Stoker.
Mm-hmm.
Stoker Dracula. This is it was a novel, and then presumably,
A movie.
and then turned to a movie. Yes. We're talking 1992.
Mm-hmm. Now I can go back to these because, you know, talking with these guys in here, half of them haven't seen it. They don't
Yeah.
know what it is, or they may have seen it and seen it once. But that to me, the only real shallow spot in that movie was
Oh, it has
when
Keanu Reeves in it.
Winona Ryder.
Sorry, say again.
Winona Ryder was the weak link, I think.
Winona Ryder. Yeah, I believe I'm familiar with her. Yeah, but I think it's interesting and cool. I guess seeing you have those ambitions. Like, what other actors and actresses have you like been interested in reaching out to?
Well, my writing partner is Tina Kraus.
Your writing partner is Tina Kraus.
Look her up on
I am like vaguely familiar with Tina Kraus. Oh,
I
yeah,
write it. I'll send it up to her. She'll read it. She'll send it back to me. Well,
really.
it's like
Starring movies like Bloodletting and Cross the Line.
Yep.
And Negos the Impaler.
Mm-hmm.
Is she like an independent film actress, or is she more like a major one?
She is a actress. She is a director. She is a writer.
Mm-hmm.
She's like me. A lot of us don't want to go big. A lot of us want to stay where we are
Yeah.
and put stuff on here. You know, Mercer County is a wonderful place, but that doesn't mean we'll not go up to Amwell Township or down to Atlantic
Exactly.
County or something like that. But
Got broaden your horizons.
the state of New Jersey is just like a grand place to make movies.
Yeah. How?
And Danny DeVito, believe it or not,
Yes.
his film production company is still here in New Jersey.
Yep. I know the Impractical Jokers filmed at TCNJ, the college that I go to, or 2 months ago actually, which was quite
And
fun.
it was what, a month ago? What was that movie, Robert, that was filmed down here in Trenton?
I can pause real quick. Oh, he doesn't know?
It was filmed on State Street. Yeah,
There was a Denzel Washington movie.
right
Okay,
here.
right here. Yeah. That's interesting. How did you meet Tina Kraus? By the way, just out of curiosity.
Just me. The same way Jerry Lydon and I. Jerry was a good friend of mine. Look up him, Lydon. Jerry Lydon.
Jerry
Lydon.
Jerry Lydon.
Lydon.
Don.
Yeah.
Is it one of these guys over here, or
No,
I spelled it correctly, right?
I think so. It's Ly or Ly.
Lydon
Yep.
is Jerry.
Put
Interesting.
actor behind it. Comma actor. He was in Tony and Tina's wedding down in Philadelphia,
Oh, really?
acting in
Okay.
that. And I went down there to see with my good friend Tommy Olzak, and Jerry said I was coming,
Mhm.
and Jerry had the two guys outside the wedding, the guards, throw me up against the wall and frisk me.
Nice.
But I mean, Jerry was and Jerry lived right here in Ewing Township,
Yeah.
right behind Ewing High School.
Interesting. That's cool.
And who was that one actress that got arrested?
There's a lot of them out here, so I don't know, but there's a
Blonde,
lot of well-known people that
a
live in New
blonde-haired
Jersey.
actress. She got arrested. Uh, involuntary manslaughter car.
Manslaughter.
Yeah, she hit some kid and killed him.
Wow.
She was supposedly a little drunk,
I mean, rest in peace to that child.
but
That's crazy.
Oscar Hammerstein lived up in Flemington.
Yes, I am familiar with that. I know. I mean, there's famous sports players that have lived. A lot of famous people have lived in New
Well,
Jersey.
Ethan Hawke lived down in Titusville.
Ethan Hawke,
Ethan Hawke
exactly.
lived maybe a half a mile away from me.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. Like New Jersey's such a cultural hub, for all these different people from all different
Well,
walks of life.
you look at Hollywood. Most of the Hollywood stars have moved away from Hollywood.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman, for example, has property down there where our property is or was. Gene Hackman,
Nice.
of course, died. Gene Hackman would have been
Hmm.
my neighbor. He lived about a half a mile away.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's cool. I mean, uh, it there's definitely the avenue there of meeting different, well-known, well-versed people in the industry. I was
It's
curious,
a
like,
small community.
yeah.
The entertainment world is a small community,
Hmm.
and you'd be surprised how many people will contact you. I used to be fantastic friends with Eddie Mecca,
Okay.
Carmine Ragusa, Laverne Shirley,
Yeah. Wow.
and Eddie came up to do the Bucks County Playhouse every year, and we went out to dinner, and he'd always manage to forget his wallet, and he'd tell me, "Oh, come on, leave a big tip. I got a reputation to keep and stuff like that."
Yeah, like you got the actor money.
But you meet certain people. Jack Scalea is another one.
Yes.
Jack Scalea should be a leading man, but he just didn't get the breaks.
Hmm. Yeah, I was just I guess I was mainly curious, like, because you talked about your ambitions to recruit someone like Jack Black, and I was curious if there were any other like notable actors or actresses that you really liked or you really think would be good in the role of, for example, like a movie screening of like The Rose of Socorro, or for something like a Hudson Valley Hero.
Well, I always liked Robert England.
Robert England, nice.
Robert England is a very versatile actor,
Hmm.
and I forget his name. He played Friday the 13th movies. He was the killer.
Yes.
Who was that?
I don't
I
remember.
contacted him. I had a big conversation going with his manager, but she just wants too much for him.
Wow. I mean, what was, I guess, the offer during these talks with the manager?
The offer I gave him was SAG scale plus 10%. I refused to pay. So scale is approximately it's above three, under 4,000 a week,
Okay.
plus 10%.
Yeah. So about 3 to 4 thousand a week plus 10%.
Yeah,
So, okay.
and I thought that was fair.
Yeah, and that's a pretty decent chunk of change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But where do you know where is he? Does he live in New Jersey,
No, he is in California,
California? Okay,
around
so
LA.
I guess the question is like, is he gonna pay for his flight
No,
to come
when
over
you do
here?
that, it's
I'm not saying. I'm
it's
just
it's
curious.
in the
Yeah.
contract that you pay for flight to and from,
Okay.
you pay for meals, you
Okay.
pay for hotel fare. That's all in the SAG dealing.
Yes.
That's why actors have SAG, Screen Actors Guild,
Yes.
because it comes out of it's all in the deal.
Yes. It comes. Yeah, it
Yeah,
comes with a deal.
exactly.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So I think that making 3, 4,000 a week, having your motel bill paid,
Mm-hmm.
having your food paid,
Yes, sir.
that's all fair.
Some good compensation for sure. Um, And was that the first person that you had reached out to for this movie,
No,
or did you
Tina.
have
Tina.
a?
Tina was the
Yeah,
first.
Tina was the first, and then you had some other
Yeah,
folks in mind.
Tina had Debbie D from Pennsylvania in mind,
Okay.
and there was another one. I forget her name. She had her in mind.
Hmm.
Uh, Tina turned me on to Debbie Rochon. You know
Okay.
Debbie Rochon.
Um.
She's like the reigning modern queen of scream queens.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And unfortunately, that comes with the TNA
Mm-hmm.
because you've got to show either a little booby or a little bun.
Do you have to, or do you feel like that's become an expectation within
I think that's become an
the
expectation,
film
but I
industry?
try to keep it as tame as possible.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
fair.
I don't like these flagrant women coming out and baring their breasts and smacking the cameraman in the head with it.
I feel like that's fair. I think that's
That's
fair.
1970s, 1980s.
Yeah,
You know, that was when, oh my God,
it's 2025. You know what I'm
it's ridiculous. You got to show a little butt, show a little butt. But that's it.
saying? Yeah, yeah. I
No,
mean,
I mean, who in hell is going to want to be like, that one guy from, I forget his name. Who was Friday the 13th? Freddy.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
No, Michael Myers is the character.
No, I'm not
Um,
sure. It's not Freddy. It's Michael Myers is the character.
yeah,
What the hell was his name though? He's credited.
the actor. I believe it Tom Morga. You're thinking of Jason Robert. Hold on. Let me pause this recording real quick. All right. You were actually saying Jason.
Hmm.
Uh, the actor of Jason.
Now wait a minute.
Jason horror movie. Is it? Oh yeah, Friday the 13th. Yeah,
The guy,
Friday the 13th. Jason actor.
the guy was huge.
Steve Dash.
That's him.
Kane Hodder. Big guy.
Yep.
Kind of is a similar. Well, not fully similar, but he's got the mustache going. You know what I mean?
I think that's what attracted me to him.
Really? Great
Yeah,
minds think alike?
that's it.
Exactly. That's great to hear. I mean, I know. I'm trying to remember what we were talking about earlier. I completely lost my train of thought thinking about that, but it's cool seeing like all the different inspirations that you have. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask like because 3,000, 4,000 a week, that's quite a bit. I'm curious. Like, is this budget like would it have been purely out of pocket, or is it part of like a company that you're a part of?
What you have to do is first go to product and get product placement
Okay.
for the movie. We want to use all Subaru cars.
Yes.
Would you be willing to let us use the Subaru cars? In the meantime, pay for having us use them because that's a living commercial forever.
Yes. It's a living commercial.
Yeah. So 10 years from now, when these people you see this movie and these people are driving Subarus down the road,
It's like I want to get a Subaru now
yeah,
because that Subaru looks good.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You the you are putting Subaru on to the average watcher, the average
yeah.
viewer.
If you're, something as simplistic as sitting at the table drinking beers,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
you can have a brewery.
Yeah. And that product placement that was what's gonna help, I guess, fund the
That'll probably help about halfway of the movie. If you're, my movies are going to be probably close to low budget, maybe a little bit over sometimes, but a low budget film is, you know, 6 million and under.
yeah, 6 million under.
Okay, so if you get product placement to cover about 50 to 60% of that,
Okay.
depending on who you have in the movie, will bring investors
Yeah, and then your idea is you're gonna bring some investors in
in. Yes.
and say, hey, let's invest in this movie, and then it'll be a big success, return on investment
Yeah.
kind of thing. Okay, there we go. That sounds like a solid plan,
So
honestly.
it's a good plan. It's
Mm.
worked for Hollywood for all these years. So
Yeah, it's if it's worked for Hollywood, it can work for just a guy in Trenton. You know what I mean?
of course,
Putting on for the
you're
city.
not a Steven Spielberg, but
Yeah,
who would want to be?
exactly. Like we're not talking about $100 million movie.
No, no, you're not talking 100.
We're just talking about an indie
Even his
flick.
ridiculous movies, like they're about 200. I mean,
Yeah,
Steven Spielberg is a fantastic director, but he doesn't write his own movies.
he doesn't. He doesn't, and it's tough, and it's also a lot of money. Um, what else was I gonna ask? I think that's close to pretty much everything that I wanted to ask. But was there anything that you wanted to specifically talk about before we wrap this thing up?
I just hope that people will understand if you're writing in Vermont,
Mm-hmm.
write a story about Vermont.
Write a story about Vermont.
You know, who's that one author that writes about Trenton? She has all these numbers in her stories.
Let's play.
From
Okay.
what I understand, she tries to write about Trenton. She hasn't been to Trenton since her college days. I think she went to Trenton State College, and you know, she writes about driving down Hamilton Avenue and places like that, and like she's so out of date, so out of text.
Yeah, she's 82. So, I mean, that's quite a long time since being a part of Trent.
Yeah,
You know, yeah. Former lingerie buyer from Trenton, New Jersey, who became a bounty hunter. Actually, no. This is about the Stephanie Plum series. Stephanie Plum.
Stephanie Plum. Yeah.
It's kind of like your stories. It starts out in Trenton and then expands outward
Well, you know what?
into the great world.
Some of my stories, like the one that starts off in Cape May Point
Yes,
ends up down there. So
it's not all of them.
Cape May County is the basis of it, but I'm keeping it limited to Cape May County.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, it's all about writing what you know about,
That's it.
writing from your experiences, and
That is
taking
the
that creative.
entire thing. The entire thing is right about what you know about.
And it's about sharing those experiences with other humans.
Oh, it is to that. I mean, people, if they see a movie that happens in Cape May, it can easily relate to a movie that happened at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yeah,
You know,
got some things in
or
common.
even at Malibu, in Florida,
Yeah,
and in California. You want the people to think, okay, this could happen out there.
it could. It could happen anywhere, really. We're all
You
just
mentioned my story before, Hudson Valley Harrow.
yep, Hudson Valley.
That could take place on the Mississippi.
hmm
You know, any big river.
Yeah, it really could.
It doesn't have to be, you know, a Applejack orchard. The guy makes Applejack. It could be salmon farmer.
Yeah,
Something people can imagine anything to be
be an olive
anything
tree.
they want to be,
Yeah.
and that's it. The main thing I'm trying to tell you is think about what you want to write about.
hmm
Write your ending first,
hmm
okay? Whatever you want to write your ending first. Come back, choose out your characters
Yep.
intelligently, and then write towards the ending of the story.
Awesome. Oh yeah, actually I completely forgot. There's the last question I was gonna ask actually was I guess what sort of your day to day looks like nowadays. Are you spending all day writing, or are you doing are you doing one thing, like do you have other hobbies? Like
I am on the run now.
you're on the run.
I am on the run. You know, I like doing different things.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, caught up in like shopping, caught up in like cooking, caught up in doing things that I normally wouldn't do. You know, I take a pastry class now. It's like
Really?
once a week. You know,
That's cool.
I try to keep as busy as I can.
Yeah, that's great to
Primarily,
hear.
I write every day, though, Monday through Saturday.
Yeah. How many hours a day do you think you'd be writing?
One or two,
One or two?
not that
Yeah,
much.
it's just a little bit every day.
Yeah.
One step at a time.
And you'd be surprised because if you write 2 hours a day and
Every
you have
day.
the idea in your head, you'll knock the story out in 2-3 weeks.
Oh, for sure. And that's how you get a story like Hudson Valley Harrow.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, listen, man, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
coming along. It was an absolute pleasure. I love doing this interview with you.
Just tell me when it's going to be on, and I'll. Look
Oh,
at
for
it.
sure. I'll email the link to you. So thank you so much, man.
Yep.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too.